Hello, hello. This is the My Artifact episode number 3000, 3900 something. I don't know, 3921 probably. Yeah. Today's date is today's date is 4th of March 2026. It's been almost like morning at 10, 10. Yeah, 10 p.m. p.m. not a.m. Okay, 10 hour 10 minute am. It's a morning at 10 am. All right, yeah, so should we jump into the question? All right, let's go, let's do it. All right, the question is, what does financial freedom look like in my everyday life, including how I spend the time and make decision? That's a really good question. Okay, first of all, what exactly is this question and why am I asking this question to myself? uh, Couple of days ago I read a book, Psychology of Money. Really good book, highly recommend to you to read that book. While reading the book I realized that ki I have to be implement the value. How do I supposed to do that? Asking question to myself. So I went to ChatGPT, kind of like a say that ki I read a book, I need to suggest me almost like a 20 question uh, about this book, so that I was supposed to implement in my life. So this is one of those questions. Now regarding about the question says that ki, what does my financial freedom look like in my everyday life? By the way, I wrote the question in here. Okay, yeah, because all my question are actually in my mobile phone, and how do I supposed to look at while recording? Okay, if you are want, this is the Atomic Habit. This is the book that I'm reading right now. Really good book. Okay, yeah, and this is the question that I put it. All right, so what does financial freedom look like in everyday life, including how I spend my time and decision? Financial freedom, yeah. Financial freedom has always been kind of like a something very, like, I don't know how do I supposed to explain. It just kind of like a feels that na ki I never really experience a financial freedom. Yeah. Sorry. Okay. Okay. Financial freedom, I never really experienced that. Okay. You might think that I am not earning any money. Yeah, I am not earning any money. But while I was kind of like doing a job, while I was earning money, I was not financially free, by the way. If you think that you are the financial free, but you are not, because you are doing a job. Almost like a 90% of the people are not financial freedom. Okay, yeah. What exactly financial freedom means? What a financial freedom means, what that you don't have to be work for earning money. That is called financial freedom. Example is this thing that um, is your work is depend on what you do. Like basically is this thing, I am a, let's just say I am a CAD modeler, I am a CAD designer. I design some sort of 3D models, and I work in particular company. So basically at the end of the month I'm getting the salary. So what exactly is this thing that I am providing my work, so I'm providing my effort to earn money, right? So, and that is doesn't really call financial freedom. Okay, financial freedom means what na ki you don't have to be work for money. Money kind of like a simply earn by itself, and you don't have to do anything at all. But how is this thing actually possible? Well, it is actually possible. Like let's just say you wrote a book. Wait, you wrote a book, let's just say James Clear. Okay, yeah, this is a kind of like a somebody the author who wrote this book. Okay, yeah. Now he wrote this book couple of year ago. Okay, yeah, and he's still earning money. He's still earning money because of, like me, I am kind of like a buying those books. Okay, yeah. What I'm saying is that he basically is this thing na he a writer who write a book, and then after that he don't have to work anything, because his book is kind of like earning him money. He don't have to do anything at all. Even if he didn't really wrote any kind of like a book, this book is alone can enough to kind of like a simply like enough to live entire life for not to do any kind of like a work. That is called financial freedom. Means like that you don't have to be work for earning money. Okay. Same thing happened with the YouTube. Okay, let's just say you are a content creator. Okay, and you make a kind of like a video. That video went viral or that video performing really well. But I don't really think that na ki YouTube is also kind of like a thing that ki financial freedom. It does not give you financial freedom. YouTube is also kind of like a somebody job, because YouTube algorithm actually works on kind of like a somebody consistency. Okay, like whoever you are, like basically even if you are the kind of like a Mr. Beast, you still have to be upload a video every single week for getting that views and things and that and that. If you're not uploading your videos every single week or kind of like a particular period of time, then probably you will might gonna lose and things like that. You might not gonna earn money. So probably YouTubers are not the financial freedom. Okay, does the business person, like let's just say I build the application, let's just say Mark Zuckerberg, is Mark Zuckerberg is a financial free? Well, yeah, somewhat. Okay, he's like I don't really think that he is a kind of like a financial freedom. What exactly is this thing now? Until he retired. If he retired, then he is a financial free because he has a lot of amount of money and things and that. Okay, what exactly is this thing? What exactly the financial freedom? A financial freedom is like that you don't have to be spend any kind of like effort to earn money. That is called financial freedom. But spending effort is a very much different thing. What I'm saying is that na ki like it's a very legitly different. Okay, yeah. Let's just say I am the author. I read a book. I kind of like write the book and kind of like a something. I publish it like a till year after I will gonna earn money. Okay, I don't really have to worry about next year and things and that and that. Okay, yeah. But what I realized that na ki like a basically this thing, I don't know how to also explain like regarding about the financial, I don't really understand the financial thing. Okay, let me tell you one thing. Why we need to put effort? Like basically ask this question to yourself. Why are you going to the job? Why are you every day you wake up, go to the job? You wake up and you do your thing. Why you do that thing? Ask this question to yourself very much honestly. Okay, yeah. If you think that ki I am doing this thing, like I'm going to the job or I'm going to this and that for money, then you are not financial freedom. Okay, yeah, you are not financially free. But if you are the kind of particular person who are doing the work not for the money but for I wanted to do, I wanted to do, that is called financial freedom. Means like that na ki, let me tell you one thing. If I'm gonna say a Mark Zuckerberg is not financial free, but I was completely wrong. He love making application. He love like a being Facebook. He love make Facebook as good as possible as it can. I'm not really sure what he does, but like basically Facebook is not a kind of like a some typical job for him. He is every day he wake up and he kind of like a simply realize that he will kind of like put the effort to make his platform as good as possible as it can. Okay, yeah. So basically his goal is not to earn money because he has a lot. He has a lot. Okay, yeah. Even if he didn't really have to work anything at all, or even if he retired, he will kind of like a somebody live like doesn't really like live for entire life for not earning any money because he has a lot of amount of money. Okay, yeah. What I realized that na ki financial freedom is actually came from the stuff that you wanted to do. Okay, yeah. Yeah, that you love to do. Like a painter could paint the painting. He's painting, he's doing the painting is because of he love, not earning any money. Obviously earning money is also essential. It's not really that he is kind of like doing this for free, but like basically it is essential that earning money is okay, yeah, but his main important thing that he wanted to do because he loved to do. Okay, yeah. And whatever the work that you do or whatever the work that you love to do, it called as a kind of like a only financial free, that ki you are not really worry about things and that and that. Even if you don't really have money but you love to do a work, okay, yeah, still it's called financial free. Like someone actually called me IDFC First Bank. Like, why is this bank actually called me? I don't know why. This is kind of like a sorry about the inconvenience. Okay, yeah. Suddenly I just kind of like a get call and my artifact get cancelled in between them. Okay, yeah. A call from who? The IDFC bank. Okay, and I am not really like wanted to pick up the phone. Why? Like, why do I supposed to pick up the phone? Yeah, like I don't really have any kind of like a simply the bank account in IDFC bank. I doesn't really have any kind of like a connection in between us. So why do I supposed to? It's a scam call, and that's why I just don't really pick up the phone. Thank God I have this true caller that I just understand. Okay, this is the particular person from that and that. Whatever. So what was I kind of like saying? I was kind of like saying is that financial free. Yeah. So I think that now from financial freedom is actually come from kind of like something is this thing that the whatever the effort that you put is a effort that you love to do, that is called kind of like it's only financial free probably. Okay, yeah. And decision, yeah, they kind of like talk about decision na. Okay, let me read it again. Including how I spend my time, okay, and make the decision. No, that's really essential thing, na. Basically, if you are financial free, then you are kind of like a free to do anything at all. You are kind of like a free to have a lot of time and things and that. You will kind of like decide that what will you do with your time. Do I want to become financial free? Like my goal is never meant to be earn money. I wanted to earn money. It's not really that I don't want to earn money. I want to earn money, like like I don't know, but somewhat something kind of like a somebody good as kind of like a somebody is this thing that ki, yeah, I wanted to earn money, yeah. But is this thing na ki the work that I wanted to do is I love doing it. Oh yeah. I make this YouTube content. I wrote the book. I make my application, whatever the work that I wanted to do is I wanted to do because I love to do, not for earning any money. Okay, yeah. So I think that now am I financial free? Well, I'm not chasing any money. Okay, yeah. If I'm chasing money, then I would be a kind of like a somebody financial free. Right now, like just understand, I am 32. I am still living with my parents. I am not really earning any money. Okay, yeah. And after all those things I am kind of like a creating YouTube content, kind of like a writing my book, kind of like a simply making my application. I am doing this thing is because of that ki I know that it will gonna add value to my life, not only in my life but in someone else's life too. Okay, yeah. I make, like, I don't know how to supposed to explain this thing. Is this thing na ki if I wanted to earn money, I, like, my intention focus is not to earn money because why are you not want to earn money? Like, it's not really that I don't want to earn money. I want to earn money. Money is very essential. 90% of the problem is actually solved by the money. That is definitely true. I completely agree that thing. Okay, yeah. But I realize that na ki money really required at some certain amount of time or some certain amount. Okay, yeah. After that, money just doesn't really make sense at all. Example is this thing that ki you have $1 billion. What could you supposed to be buying from $1 billion? And obviously there is something that you could buy, but it will not gonna get you that much kind of like happiness. Example is this thing that ki, let's just say you wanted to buy a kind of like $1 million house and things like that. Okay, yeah. Now will you be happy in that house? Probably it might be for a couple of days, but it might not. Why? Because of that ki the house or whatever it is, it kind of like a somebody feel really happy, like feel really good with the people. I think that na ki I realized throughout my entire bit of lifetime is that ki I want to become happy. Okay, yeah, and I think that now happiness is one of the really essential thing, and that happiness actually come from so many ways. Like so many factors are responsible for happiness. Like money is one of them. Okay, yeah, relationship, people, friend, your purpose, your colleague, things and that. Like these are all those stuff that responsible for my happiness. I'm actually not focused on just for money. I'm focusing on multiple factor. I wanted to focus on make my relationship as much as better, make my relationship with my friend, people, my purpose, and things like that. It kind of like a make me happy. It kind of like a make me something really good and things like that. So that's why I'm kind of like a still 32 and still here and still living with my parents and still try to kind of like a something making sure that I am kind of like a something. Okay, so that is what I like a financial free or not. I don't know. I am not a kind of like a particular person who want to chase money. Again, money is essential. 90% of the problem is actually solved, and I want to earn money. It's not really that I would kind of like a broke for rest of the lifetime and kind of like a wanted to. It's not. Life doesn't really work like that way too. Okay, yeah. Like if you are kind of like somebody just still broke and kind of like you have a lot of ambition to do something really good, doesn't really make sense at all. Okay, yeah, you need to earn money, at least something that you should supposed to be survive. So from my point of perspective is this thing, will I be able to become financial free? I am financial free at the moment. Okay, yeah, in the future I might be a financial free. Yeah, it's like that na ki, like whatever the work that I will gonna do is not for the money, is for I wanted to do. Like basically tomorrow I wanted to make a film, I wanted to make that film. Tomorrow I wanted to make my application, I wanted to make that application. Tomorrow I wanted to teach people or student because I wanted to. It's not really that I just want to earn money, because I realize that na ki amount of value that you provided to the people, you will get a lot. Like basically it's this thing, there is a one mantra that I realized that when you give more you earn more. Yeah, that is what true. Okay, yeah. Now give means what? Like a donation or kind of like a somebody the kind of like a somebody is this thing free money? No, don't. Okay, yeah. Like like a, giving the money is a very less amount of value that you are providing. Even if you're spending $1 million, or even if you are kind of like a giving someone $1 million, which is very less amount of value that you are giving to the people. Like literally very less. Like a giving money is one of the really bottom one. Like a basically this thing, let's just imagine, okay, this is a kind of like a small value. Okay, let's just say this is a kind of like a small value. Okay, this is value. This value I wanted to provide to the people. Okay, now what is exactly that value? That value is a kind of like a comes from different way. Entertainment value, educational value, inspirational value. Okay, yeah. Now these are kind of like a multiples of value. Okay, yeah. Now you wanted to give that value to the people, right? You wanted to give that value to the people. Okay, yeah. When you give that, you actually earn more, right? That is true. Okay, yeah. Now if you decided money is also the value too. Okay, if you decided that you wanted to give your money, like let's just say I have billions of dollars and I wanted to give money to the people. So if you are kind of like a giving them money, like let's just say Mr. Beast, who's actually giving the money to the people, is a very less amount of value that you're providing, very less amount of value. Instead of that, what should you supposed to do? Giving the money, don't give the money, give the value from the money. How is that possible? Okay, let's just say I am the Mr. Beast, I have billions of dollars, and I want to kind of like assembly give the value to the African people. What do I supposed to do? Give them money directly? No, don't do that. If you do this thing, that value does not gonna add any kind of like a value, or that money does not gonna add any kind of like a value, because in the end, money for them it just kind of like a something doesn't really make sense at all. So what should you supposed to do? What should you supposed to provide the value? Give them opportunity to become better. If you give them opportunity to become better, that value is much more better, much more bigger, because you are not kind of like investing money today, you are investing money for the people for tomorrow, not today. So what is at least this thing? Example is this thing. You wanted to spend $1 million. I am the Mr. Beast, I have billions of dollars, I wanted to kind of like give the money to the African people. What do I supposed to do? Build the kind of like something, the schools, build the kind of like assembly college, or kind of like assembly be the part of the system that makes something really good. But it is also not going to possible, because how many school that you make, how many college that you make, obviously is this thing, less is the number, less is the value. Okay, yeah, more is the number, more is the value. But still is this thing, when you have more in number, then you cannot able to be controlled. Okay, yeah. And when that is more in number, then probably is this thing you cannot able to be controlled, then that value might not gonna implement the way that it should supposed to be. So how is that? How is actually happened? Is actually happen is that ki, if you wanted to add value to the African people, I am the Mr. Beast. If I wanted to add the kind of like a value to the African people, you can't. Why? Because you are not a kind of like a some African citizen, or kind of like you are not the part of the things. You are not born there. Why? Why is that thing? Okay. Let me tell you the something. Okay. Providing value means what? Providing value means, as I mentioned, is this thing that ki kind of like a do make their better, make them like whoever the like let's just say African people, like I wanted to provide the value to the African people. So basically is this thing that ki if you wanted to provide the value to the African people, you don't have to give the money, because it's a very less amount of value that you are giving. Okay, yeah. If you have to kind of like a build the house, or kind of like a build the schools and things like that, it is also doesn't really add anything at all. Why? Because of that ki you don't really understand the problem in those community. No, what is actually problem? I make the school now, which is kind of like a solving the problem. No, that is not. That is not. Okay, let me tell you something. Building a school or building a house, yeah, you can add value, but it does not add value that much. Why? Because you have to understand the gravity of the problem. Okay, gravity of the problem means what? Like basically, let's just say that you build the house, but there is no student who came to the school. Why? Is because of, just imagine that ki in their culture, school, very less parents are not allowed their children to go to the school, right? So the solution is not the building a kind of like a something school. No, solution is to change their perspective from let them kids to go to the school. Let them kids to go to the school. If you change that perspective, it will gonna add even more value. Okay, yeah. And obviously it's not that school is not there anymore. Okay, school is always been there, something like that. Maybe if you're not building, someone might gonna build. School will always be there or will be there. But if you change the perspective of the people, looking at the perspective, you might add even more value, more than the kind of like a things like you are changing people thought process, a good thought process. You are replacing your thought process something really good. So that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Is this thing that now, if I wanted to provide a value to the people, I would not gonna give the money, because it is the one of the less amount of value that I'm giving. Even if I'm kind of like a spending like a millions and billions, doesn't really make sense at all. It's just very less. It's a very bottom amount of value. If I wanted to provide value, I wanted to provide value for them, their future. Make sure that their future should supposed to be right, or make sure their future should supposed to be better. How do I supposed to do that? By being part of that community. Like basically this is why I'm saying this thing that Mr. Beast cannot able to solve the kind of like somebody the basically African people problem. Why? Because of that he's not born there. He doesn't really understand the gravity of it. He doesn't really understand the how much problem that they face and things like that. Okay, yeah. Obviously is this thing, if you are from foreign person who kind of like understand that okay, this is a poverty, this and that, and you try to provide the school and things and that, but still it just like a upper layer of solving problem, just upper layer. The ground level of problem does not solve. Okay, and that's the biggest thing. The ground level of problem is that key comes from the thought process, na? Like basically is this thing, the African people who will kind of like educate themselves when their parents are allowed them to go to the school. Now basically is this thing, it sound very harsh to say, but that is true. In their culture might be something very different. Their parents might be think very differently. Even after the parents are allowed them kids to go to the school, there are multiples of problem will gonna happen. Like so many things, and that so many things really require to understand that you are from that surrounding. So what I realized that now, ki a person from another country cannot able to solve your country problem. Why? Because he doesn't know that, even if let's just say that ki Mr. Beast is wanted to help African people, he cannot. Why? Like he can help for little bit period but cannot. Why? Because it's not, because he's not from them. Like let me tell you one thing now. If you wanted to solve people problem, you have to be experience that problem from the ground up. Like let's just say I am from India and I seen what is actually education. Like I am being victim of this education system. Like basically I realized that ki in India education is really fuck, like a really fuck. As also is this thing, they are not kind of like a giving you proper way to teach or things like that. It's not okay, because I experienced this thing. Like basically this thing, I literally knew there is a kind of like a teacher came, literally opened the book and read the book, and he was not explaining what is actually the IC engine work and things and that. He just read the book and say, okay, do you understand? All right, next chapter, this is this. Do you understand? What the fuck is that? Like let me tell you one thing now, learning is actually came from the imagination and things and that and that. Teaching is a art form, not a kind of like a simply typical form of kind of like a thing. Like a teaching is a kind of like a supposed to be, a teacher should supposed to be visualize the entire mechanism how is actually work to the student, so that student would imagine that thing, and then when they imagine they will understand how the any kind of like a mechanism work and things and that and that. I literally seen lot of teacher, or maybe like maybe I haven't really experienced that many good teacher, but probably most of this teacher are in India are not a kind of like a somebody very equipped with the, they are kind of like a somebody possibly teaching the student as much as they are not. They are not. Okay, yeah. So basically it's this thing now, if I wanted to add value to the student life, I wanted to teach them. But still, if I'm teach them, it's not gonna solve, because how many people should I supposed to teach? Like a 10 people, 20 people, 100 people at the same time? Okay, yeah. Like if I just kind of like a make a YouTube video and probably like a millions of people will gonna listen, still does it solve the problem? It does not. Why? What exactly is this thing? Why not I'm solving the problem? Is because of you have to become the part of the system, and you have to change from the bottom, from the ground up. Like you have to solve from the bottom up. Okay, yeah. You kind of like somebody change the system from things like how the teacher tastes, like let them kind of like a teaching regarding about the teacher are also wanted to teach really good way, but they also have problems too, so understand their problems too. Like basically is this thing na, ki if you wanted to solve problem, you cannot able to solve problem from upper layer, you have to solve problem from bottom layer, and that's a very difficult, that's a very legit difficult. And the person who can able to be solved from the bottom problem, that particular person is come from that particular surrounding. Another person will not gonna go to the bottom because he can't, because when you go inside it's became even more brutal, dirty, wrong and whatnot. Okay, every person is a very wrong thing, every person showcase their good side on the front, but their back side is always been a darker. And a third or kind of like a person from random country cannot able to be go bottom, because they will gonna face these kind of like a people, and that is like a, yeah, whatever. Sometimes I just kind of like a talk about something that kind of like a TED talk and things like that. I don't know. But regarding about the question, let's just jump into the question. Okay, the question says that ki, am I be financial free at the moment? I am, yes, because I am kind of like a wanted to do that I wanted to do. I am not doing for money. But money is essential. I wanted to earn money too. Okay, it's not really that. But whatever the work or whatever the effort that I do is meant for, I wanted to do, not for the money. If I'm having that approach, I will gonna, like I knew that I will gonna earn a lot of amount of money. Money has never been problem for me. But the problem is that ki, how do I supposed to execute or solving the people problem? That's one of the most essential thing, because I realize that when you provide value, like I don't know how to, like am I be worthy enough? Am I considered like, am I kind of like a bluffing, or I'm kind of like a really fucked up person? I'm not really sure. But kind of like a somebody is this thing, then I just want to solve people. I seen lot of problem in my life. I seen like education is not really good. I seen the garbages are everywhere, dude. Like, let me tell you one thing, I'm from India. You went anywhere, you might gonna see plastic bag everywhere. Like, these are kind of like a problem that I don't know how to supposed to explain. Like, am I kind of like consider myself a kind of like a very big person and things and that. I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure, but I don't know. I just probably I might gonna solve problem. I'm trying. I will gonna try. I'm not consider myself as a succeed person, but I will gonna try whatever the artifact kind of like a taught me, whatever because of artifact it kind of like a taught me to better person and things and that. I don't know. I will gonna try. I'm not really sure. Will I be able to get succeed or not? I'm not really sure, but at least I could try. Okay, yeah. Now regarding about financial freedom, like I am financial freedom. I am wanted to do the things that I wanted to do. It's not meant for that key. Like a basically is this thing I can't do. Okay, or I am kind of like a willing to do for money. But also money is essential. I am not saying that key money is not. Money is essential. 90% of the problem is actually solved by the money. So money is essential. So yeah. But still, I say, am I financially free? I think I am. Thank you.